This is the lesson for 6-3, which is translations. Remember that the S and L in translations stands for slide. All that you are doing today is sliding a picture. You're moving it from one place on the screen to another place on the screen. You might go left or right, you might go up or down, and you might go some combination of those, like left 5, down 3, or right 2, up 1. Sometimes you just go up, sometimes you just go down, sometimes just left, sometimes just right, and it can fall anywhere in between there. So again, a translation slides an image to a different location. It doesn't change its shape, it doesn't change its size. All it does is move from one place to another place on the graph. What you have to remember is you're always going to move from the original letter to the same letter prime. Remember that this little symbol is the prime symbol. We don't say a apostrophe, all right? But your original letter is always where you start at. The one without the apostrophe is where you start, and you move to the one with the apostrophe or the prime symbol. Make sure that you are always counting from A to A prime, B to B prime, C to C prime. You have to go from the letter to the same letter prime. You can't, for example, go from A to C prime. You can't go from A to C. You got to go from A to A prime. All right. So that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make. Now, another of one of the biggest mistakes that people make is you can't use the word over. All right. You have to use directions. You have to say left or right. You cannot use the word over. All right. That's one of the biggest mistakes that people make. Also, on the class kick homework today, you have to put left or right first and then up or down. Yes, technically it's the same thing if you went up 1, right 3 compared to right 3, up 1. But the way that we have class kick set up, you have to put left or right first, then up or down for it to be marked correct. So there's two different types of questions that you have to do today. The first type is you have to write the rule for the translation. Now, this is an example of what the rule looks like. This isn't the answer to this question. So the example of what the rule might look like for today is you have to give directions. How do you get from A to A prime, B to B prime, C to C prime? We have to write the rule for the translation. So that rule is how many left or right, and then how many up or down. So let's take a look at how do you get from A to A prime. So how are we getting from here at A to here at A prime? Again, it's very, very tempting sometimes just to go from left to right because that's how we normally like read sentences and things like that. But be careful, this time we're going to the left, we're going backwards. So to get from A to A prime, we need to count. You're literally counting today. You're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places to the left. All right, that gets us to here. So we're going five places to the left. So we're going left 5. And then we have to figure out how many places we're going down. We're going down 1, 2, 3. So we're going left 5, down 3 in this particular question. So now let's take a look at B to B prime. So we're going from here to here. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, 1, 2, 3 down. So to get from B to B prime, we're going left 5, down 3. To get from C to C prime, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, 1, 2, 3 down. Now you'll notice that all three of these were the same. That's the nice thing about all of these questions, all right? Because we're moving that whole entire shape all at the same time, all three of those points are going to move in unison with each other. Unison means like at the same time. They're going to move the same way at the same time. Otherwise, we would get totally different shapes. Remember that the shapes have to stay the same size because there's no change in the shape or the size. So all the 3 points are going to move all together at the same. So do you have to find each one? No, you just have to find one of them because all of them are going to be the same. If they weren't the same, take a look at what would happen. If, for example, we moved A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then we went up one instead, and this was our A prime, look at what our shape would look like. All right. Our shape would look like that. All right. This blue triangle is not the same as this red triangle. That's why all of them have to move together at the same time. So all that we have to do to write the rule is just write down exactly what we put, how we move. You would write as an answer to this one, you'd write left 5, down 3. Now, on your homework today, you're not going to see all of this section, all right? It will just say write the rule. So you only have to do it once. Just go from any letter to the same letter prime. So let's take a look at another one. So again, do you have to find each and every one of these? No, because they're all going to be exactly the same. How do you get from A to A prime? And you can choose whatever letter you want. I just like to always choose A. So remember, the first thing you need to do is left or right. So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 places up. So we went 6 places to the right. So we went right 6 and we went up 4. That is going to be your rule. All right. That's exactly what you would put for the rule right there. Right 6, up 4. Now you could have found B to B prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the exact same thing. You could have done C to C prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 up. All of these are all going to be the same. So you can literally choose whatever one you want to. The other kind of question is on Class Kick today, you're actually going to have to draw on the screen. All right. You will have to draw on the screen. They will give you your original picture. And then this time you have to follow the rule. All right. The rule for this one says go right 4, up 3, and draw your new picture. Notice the directions. Draw a translation following the given rule and label it with primes. All right. These points are going to be A prime, B prime, and C prime with a little apostrophe. Write the coordinates of the new image. You will have to do that too. Now, don't get confused. Every year, some people get confused. They start writing down the coordinates of the original picture. You're not doing the original picture. You're writing the coordinates of your new picture after you do the translation. So when we go to follow this rule, the rule says write 4, up 3. Starting at A, we need to count. Write 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then up 3. 1, 2, 3. This is my new A prime. B prime. I want to go right 4, up 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3 going up. This is my new B prime. And C prime. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3. This is my new C prime. I want to connect my dots to form my new triangle. And there's my new picture. All right. On Class Kick, I have to hand score all your pictures. All right. But now we need to write down the coordinates. Now remember, when you write down coordinates, your coordinates are always x, comma, y. Your x value is how many you go over, left or right. Your y value is how many you go up or down. Remember, you always start, all right, you always start from 0, 0. All right, you always start from 0, 0, right in the middle, right where the x and y axis cross. You're always starting counting from right here. All right here in the middle. So where is A prime at? A prime is over to 1, up to 5. So over to 1, up to 5. B prime, starting in the middle, over to 1, up to 1. So 1, 1. C prime, starting in the middle, over to 4, up to 1. So we have 4, comma 1. These points will be automatically graded in class kick. I have to hand score your graph. But that's one complete question. Let's take a look at another one. So this one, the rule says left 4, up 2. So starting with A, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left, and now I'm going to go up 1, 2. This is my new A prime. B, starting at B, I'm going to go left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to go up 2, 1, 2. This is my new B prime. Starting at C, left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, up 1, 2. This is my new C prime. Connect the dots. There's my new triangle. And now I need to write down the coordinates. Remember, they're always written x comma y. This is how many you go over. This is how many you go up or down. And we want to start at 0, 0. So A prime, starting in the middle here, A prime is over to -2, up to +3. B prime, over to -3. I'm not going up or down any. So over to -3, up or down 0. C prime, over to -1, and I'm not going up or down any. So it's -1, 0. So you have to draw it, you need to label it with primes, and you need to write down your new coordinates. Take a look at one more. All right. Sometimes you're only going to go left or right. You won't go up or down any. Sometimes you're only going to go up or down and you won't go left or right. This is one of those cases. How do you get from A to A prime? All that you're doing in this one is just going 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the right. So this one is only going to say right 4. Sorry, left 4. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4 places to the left. So we're going left 4. Now, technically, there's more than one answer to this question. The correct answer, the most easiest way, and how you would see it like on a state test or a regents exam, you would just see left 4. But technically, a correct answer could be left 4, up 0. Technically. Technically, you could also put left 4, down 0. All three of those answers technically mean the same exact thing. How we set it up in class kick is we just have one set of answers here where you just have to type in left 4. But technically these are correct as well. I'm going to tell you the single biggest mistake that people make. Well, there's two of them. Two big mistakes that people make is mixing up their left and their right, or going from A prime to A instead of A to A prime. Those are two big mistakes. But the other mistake that people make is when they start counting. You don't start counting with 1 on the triangle itself. This is not 1. I didn't move anywhere. This is 1. All right. So that first time that you move is 1. Don't start on the triangle saying that that's 1. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. You're not starting counting with 1 on the triangle.